The atmosphere was originally full of laughter, jokes, and positive energy as usual. Jimmy Fallon, in his trademark entertaining style, welcomed guests in a special segment that brought together two South Korean stars, BTS's Jin and Shin Se-kyung. However, who would have thought that in a matter of seconds, such a seemingly ordinary moment turned into a global sea of speculation? It all started with one look. Yes, the look from Jin to Shin Se-kyung, not just any gaze. There was something unusual, something that could not be explained verbally, and yet it was so strong that it brought the entire virtual universe to a boil. ARMY, BTS, loyal fanbase, instantly flooded social media. X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and live Korean forums are full of video snippets, theories, and even analysis of facial expressions from different angles. That's no ordinary look. The 13-second clip shows Jin looking at Shin Se-kyung, who is answering a question from Jimmy Fallon. His views are so deep, serious, you could even say full of meaning. For some, it's just a form of polite attention. But for the ARMY, especially those who know Jin very well, this is not as usual. Jin's gaze was like saying something that could not be said. Either admiration, memories, or feeling pent up, wrote one of BTS's international fanbase accounts, which immediately got thousands of retweets. Theories also emerge. What's behind that look? Wild speculation in the air. Some netizens said that Jin's gaze showed an emotional closeness that had never been known to the public. There are also those who associate with old rumors in the Korean entertainment industry that Jin and Shin Se-kyung were in an advertising project that was mysteriously cancelled. They may have been close before, but they can't continue because of a contract, wrote a fan from the Philippines. Not only that, the ARMY also dug deeper. One of the old videos shows Shin Se-kyung mentioning Jin as a male idol who has the hottest aura in a variety show in 2019. This seems to be additional fuel for the theory of the existence of a long-hidden attraction. The Korean media stepped in. Some South Korean media, such as Dispatch and Newson, have even begun to highlight this interaction. Although there is no concrete evidence of a personal relationship yet, the media began to publish articles with headlines containing large question marks. Jin's gaze. Body language that can't be lied to? Did BTS's Jin and Shin Se-kyung ever have a secret relationship? A fleeting moment that shook the Korean entertainment world. ARMY split. Fanfiction or fact? As always, this kind of viral moment invites not only enthusiasm, but also division among fans. Part of the ARMY was relaxed and considered this moment just part of the professionalism of a polite and attentive genie. However, others began to fret. I'm not anti, but seeing the way she looks at Shin Se-kyung like that makes me wonder, is he conveying a message that cannot be spoken publicly? Wrote a fan from Brazil. There is also a theory that Jin is under pressure to perform with someone who may have a past with him, and the camera captures the moment when his emotions overflow for a moment. Body language experts speak up, no kidding. Some TikTok and YouTube accounts started calling body language experts to analyze the moment. In one viral video, an American body language analyst called Jin's gaze not a random form of communication. His pupils dilated slightly, his chin moved toward Shin Se-kyung, even though his body didn't, and he took a little breath. It could indicate attraction or the presence of emotional distress that is being controlled. He explains Shin Se-kyung didn't notice, or just know. While the public focused on Jin, some netizens actually noticed Shin Se-kyung's expression. Some claim he briefly smiled a little when he noticed the look, then quickly returned to neutrality. Some people think he enjoys the attention. Does this mean that he knows something that the public does not know? Or is this just her way of being polite in the presence of fellow artists? HYB and Shin Se-kyung's agency shut down as of this writing. There's been no official statement from HYB labels, BTS's agency, or Shin Se-kyung's agency. Both have chosen silence, although various media have raised questions. This silence has led to more speculation. If there is nothing, Why not argue? Why let the rumors grow? Wrote a Korean netizen in the Pan forum. Momentum or manipulation? Some media critics have also begun to point out that this moment may not be purely coincidental, but the result of camera framing manipulation. There is speculation that this segment is purposely geared towards fueling the furor, for ratings, for engagement, or maybe even a certain larger promotional agenda. It could be part of a secret project promotion, or even to build anticipation ahead of Jin's comeback after enlistment. Pop culture analysts wrote in an American media release, "When will Jin speak? The biggest question of all this. Will the genie respond? Army is waiting." Many hoped that he would clarify, or at least greet fans through Weverse to explain that it was all a misunderstanding. To this day, Jin remains silent. This silence fuels those who believe that there is more than a gaze in the moment. Closing. The gaze that changes everything. The world will probably continue to debate this moment. Is it true that Jin has a taste that has never been revealed? Is Shin Se-kyung just a victim of camera framing? Or is this all just the result of the wild imagination of netizens who pay too much attention to detail? One thing is certain, a look has shaken the world. And in a world hungry for mystery and romance, 1 second of eye contact can be noisier than 1,000 words. I ask this the beginning of something bigger? Only time. And perhaps the genie can answer that. Jin looks at Shin Se-kyung. Real moment or fabricated sensation? Army and world split. After the viral moment of BTS's Jin staring at Shin Se-kyung on The Tonight Show, the virtual world seems to be divided into two big camps. Those who believe that there is something real and sincere behind that gaze, and those who believe it is just part of a big media scenario or show producers to provoke public attention. However, now a big question arises that cannot be avoided. Did this moment really happen naturally? Or is it just part of the entertainment industry's game that is already too good at creating drama for the sake of clicks and ratings? Is the camera deliberately panning? One of the things that makes this moment feel too fitting is how the camera quickly highlights Jin's face right as Shin Se-kyung is speaking. Even in the hectic and scripted world of television, such timings can hardly be considered a coincidence. If we talk about visual framing, the audience's point of view when watching TV is very controlled by the production team. Those who set up camera close-ups, transitions, and slow-motion moments could easily create a visual narrative that makes ordinary moments look like something bigger. Question: is this what happened to Jin's gaze? Army. Between reality and imagination, some of the army, as usual, chose to believe the most romantic and emotionally evocative narratives. In a close-knit fandom culture, even a moment as small as a stare or hand gesture can be a source of fanfiction, theory, and even fan-made merchandise. But on the other hand, there was an army that began to question. Are we going too far in interpreting Jin's expression? Is this really just an ordinary moment twisted by the media? Some fans felt that too many assumptions towards the artist could put unhealthy pressure on both Jin and Shin Se-kyung. In fact, some refer to this as a form of overtelling of things they have never clarified themselves. Traces of media manipulation in the entertainment world. If we look at the history of global entertainment, it is not new for TV shows or agencies to create subtle controversies for the sake of exposure. From celebrity secret relationships to neatly cut emotional moments, everything can be designed to create buzz. Examples: there was once a moment when two Korean actors were deliberately placed next to each other on the red carpet, and the media immediately created a narrative of silent courtship. Some variety shows even openly admit that they do rehearsals, even for guest facial reactions, SO. The question again arises: was Jin and Shin Se-kyung's moment really spontaneous? Or is it part of a scenario already set up by the production team? Agency silence. What sign? One thing that invites a bigger question mark is the silence of HYB and Shin Se-kyung's agency. In many previous cases, the agency would quickly provide clarification if rumors of a personal relationship emerged that could hurt their artist's reputation. This time, However, there was not a single official statement. Even the post on Weverse or Instagram from Jin after the event did not touch on the topic either. Despite the fact that he usually likes to greet fans after appearing in major media, I asked this let it go viral first, then we take advantage of the momentum strategy? Or is it because there is nothing to argue about, emotional manipulation or coincidence? Nor can we rule out the possibility that the moment was purely emotional and the genie did show a spontaneous expression without realizing that it would be in the spotlight of the world.